Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the Virtual Racing Car Club MX-5 Supercup. Round number 5 here at Norfolk's finest. It is Snetterton. Very much looking forward to this. Hope you're all doing well in this sweltering heat. I make no excuses for the fact I'm a wimp when it comes to temperatures like this. Okie dokie, the lobbies are live and people are in, so let us hop over to our session. Whilst we are doing that, let's have a look at where we stand in the current lineup. And that's not the slide I was aiming for, but that is what our wonderful cars will look like. That's the slide I was aiming for. Apologies there, and that's the wrong side. It's goodness me, having trouble already, would you believe? Right. We will head over trackside very shortly. As the one I want is there. So we are at currently, as you can see, Snetterton. So round 5 of 6, the penultimate round of the season. I'm having some very strange issues. Look at that, Mark and Ron level on points, 2 rounds still to do. And not far behind Chris Fisher. Chris Callahan not with us this evening, so he'll be able to extend his championship advancement. Look at that, Greg Young, Peter Rock and Aston Pollock all within each other as well. Stephen Hilton not far behind. Lots to play for in this round. Let's get rid of images, head tracks, shall we? Right, I've been fiddling around with oddly, if we look at my car, it's weirdly falling through the floor. So hopefully that's not going to cause anyone any issues at all. Welcome to you. I'm cooking food. I don't envy you in this heat. I opted out and never did. So fair play to you. Right. Mr. Duragi at the top of the table at the moment. Let's just jump to second position. So here we are in beautiful Snetterton, where I will be actually commentating live for the Classic Sports Car this year. I'll in about 4 weeks' time. So this is a wonderful dry run for me. I do love me a bit Norfolk, I do. The accent because it's not part of it. I won't subject you to the accent because the names are really shuffling around. As Steve Hilton jumps up to the top of the tree, there he is in the 82. Jumps up to the top. Oh wow! Steady. He's got someone. Can't quite see who that is. He's gone ahead of him. It's not Kev Strong's season with this. It's the 59 car, which is certainly it's been a couple of weeks since we've commentated. 59. Oh, it's Adam Ben. I didn't think he was with us tonight. Well, welcome, Adam. Glad to have you with us. That's why I didn't clock immediately who it was. I know partly why what's going on with the board is because my car has decided to stop falling through the floor now, has it? No, it's still falling through the floor, as you can see. Don't ask me what's going on with that. I'd love to stop my car, but unfortunately I have no means to do so, so it's completely upsetting the board. I've been having some trouble really with the auto start sequence. It should actually just put me straight in the pit. But I have no wheel plugged in at the moment, so I can't do anything about it. I would love to. I'd love to stop the car, but not able to do so. My goodness me, is Aston Pollock explores the limits. Mark Holmes was off the limit there. But we got Duragi. As we've worked out what that was called, we spoke to him last time. Greg Young is gone exploring in the 17 car, currently third. Looks like it's off the top spot. Oh, we have Rob Whitney, so we do actually have a good number with us. I did wonder whether everybody in chat, either live or post-event. You're always welcome in these parts. Now we did have, oh there he is, well, just as we did have Adam Ben stablemate Daniel Wang, who was watching second I believe in the preceding practice session. Let's follow him on board then as we come through Richard's turn 1. So easy on the first part of it, double movement right-hander, relatively flat. There's the train man in the background as we come into what it used to be called Montreal. No longer called Montreal. It's much of a shame. And the tree man is actually still on this version of the circuit, which is incorrect. It's not called that anymore. And Daniel Wang has stopped. He's letting people through. Well, we can't watch you. Car sound is too loud. Let's do something about that, shall we? It is rather loud, I grant you that. That should hopefully balance out a little bit more. Oh dear, Mr. Clark, Kai Clark has pulled over. Again, didn't quite see where that had taken place. So Midragi still at the top of the table. That's what is now at 2:08.960. That's a pretty good time. Mark Pimlott, co-championship leader at the top of the tree, just 3/10 behind. That's an unusual camera angle. That makes the car looks like an aerial ladder. Oh dear, Adam Bent's gone for a one. Where's he done that? That's on the back straight. That's on the Bentley straight. I'm going to have to look up. Now, I was told off for calling the second turn Montreal. He's not called that. What is it called? He's going to bug me if I don't get it right, because it has been renamed. No, it isn't called Montreal. That's what it used to be called. Oh, goodness me. What's it called? Wilson, yes. That's what it was renamed to. It would have bugged me if I hadn't figured it out. So that camera was great coming through Coram if there's someone directly ahead of me. I didn't quite see who. Oh, so we're still running on board with that. So whilst my car is continuing to still fall through the floor, it will keep upsetting the board until Adam and Stefan, very brightly coloured car, set a time. There's eyes of concentration, look at that. Bright pink gloves on him as well. Heading down the Bentley straight towards Brundle and Nelson, such a difficult part of the circuit. You're trying to brake and turn at the same time, a little deep into Brundle there. Yeah, now see the car behind, I'm not quite sure who that is. That'll be Bart Steele's, his teammate. Got that pretty well covered as we come through Bomb Hole now. Whoever named that needs to be shot. Through Coram. Now, Coram's a bit of an awkward corner. It's so long, and again, right at the end, Murray's a very heavy braking zone, but you're still trying to keep the car settled after that long right-hander of Coram now as Stefan has nailed the gas on the exit of Murray's. Over the line to set a time. Can't see who that is. That's one of the OG Miller's cars, I think, just coming out of the pits. And that's a 2:11.1 by Stefan. Well, because he stopped, and no, not how you're supposed to deal with that. He blocked. Oh, Mark Holmes was leaving the pit lane. What on earth was he doing? He just pulled right in front of the pit lane exit and got in Mark Holmes' way. Strange but true. Daragi. I'm mixing up two people there. He's on the back straight now. This is what it looks like from the driver's perspective. The cut of that again. So that one. Oh, that's a little awkward for me. You might feel a bit perturbed by that, but if Adam's on the hot lap, he does not have to let that go. So that's one of the awkward. Oh, big time there for Steve Hilton. With someone right ahead of him as well. That's Stephen Stoll, I think. Was that Stephen Stoll's colour? It's number 60. Hey, it is Stephen Stoll. I hadn't actually seen his name in the tower. to see so many people. Oh dear, is that Mark Holmes going for a bit of a... no, it's not Mark Holmes going for an excursion. Yes, the onboard camera is it's rather loud. You must tell us what you're cooking. You must tell us what you're cooking there, Carlina. Mark Pimnott's wrestled the pole time from Amin Daragi. 2:08.652. As he comes into Wilson. I should have waited actually until I saw the board. I'd just seen the board there is correctly named, and he's parked it. He's staring at the tree man. That's no longer there, unfortunately. The tree man didn't survive the winter. I'm sure it was a couple of winters ago, actually. But yeah, the tree man's not there anymore. What is Steve Hilton doing? He's returning to bits. It looks like Agostini. Yes, it is. There's Amin Daragi in the number 40 car. It is a tad warm everywhere, Carlina. Curly fries, lovely. Good choice. I wholeheartedly agree. Is that Adam Bent already ahead of us? Can't see from that far, but it's either Adam or Danny Wang. Rob Whitney's looking like he's joining us. And a new time from Ben Oates. That's put him up into third place. 8/10 behind his championship rival. As we sweep through the first turn of Riches. Down towards Wilson. You're welcome. You're welcome, you're welcome. Wilson, over to the right-hand side. Is he going to follow this lap through? Hopefully so. We'll right on board with him. Well, that's actually the auto camera doing that one. Wanted to stay off board. There we go. There's Palmer. A little bit awkward there because it's a very difficult corner to get right. You see the brightly coloured Doji Verts car. I think it was Bart Sneels. Slightly further up the road. This can't be Bart Sneels as he's not here. Rob Whitney has joined the session. Hopefully we've got a time from him. Thank you, Brendan. Very kind of you, sir. Through Hamilton. Down towards Oggies. Oh, nicely done. Through Williams onto the Bentley straight. It's very, very important to get this turn right. And nicely done. Just kisses the rumble strip on the outside line. You've got to maximise your exit speed from Williams to maximise your speed all the way down the Bentley straight. It's one of the two long straights. And now heavy on the brakes, get the car nice and settled, stays tight to the apex of Brundle, kisses the apex nicely, doesn't want to cut Nelson too much because that big sausage curb is like a mine if you hit it. Through bomb hole now, pretty much flat out in almost anything you throw it at. Into the long right-hander of Coram. Curious to know who that is ahead of... Oh no, he's spun it! Oh no, Ben Oates has bent it at the end of and it's so easy to do. It really is very, very easy to do. Looks like Greg Young has gone for a bit of a wander. Where's he done that? That's on the exit of Palmer. He's had an incident there. That's the wrong camera. Where's Rob Whitney? Oh dear. He's the lead car of this particular battle. See, he's that black car there. There he is, number 7. He's trying to stay out of the way. He's really trying to stay out of people's way. Obviously a little bit late to the party. And he's trying not to get in people's way, but it's very difficult to do. I do like that colour scheme, actually. I'm assuming my car is still trying to plummet towards the centre of the earth. Yes, it is. Oh, Ben Oates has gone for a wander again. Where's he done that? Oh, it's Oggies. No, it isn't. He did that at Wilson. Beg your pardon. Now through Palmer heading down towards Agostini, so he's got enough time to do another lap or two. Probably another one-time lap. There's Amin Daragi, just 3/10 off the top spot. Mark Pinmont's remained in the pits. Oh no, Stefan's gone off along with Seabridge Stoll. They've both gone off at the same place. That's Hubble Wilson again. It's a difficult corner to get. Snetterton's actually a very tricky circuit in most areas. So in fairness, I understand why we're seeing a lot of trouble. Our drivers struggling a bit. Oh no, Stefan's off again. He's gone off the road. Well, I think he's actually trying to get out of people's way. I have a message. What have I been told? Oh, that's a shame. Angel Caballero is not able to join the session. That's a shame. Rob has joined us, thankfully. Rob was having a bit of a tough time. Snetterton is quite a difficult track in the sense of it's got some very, very tight, twisty technical sections as well as long straights. So it's a difficult one to kind of get set up right, but there's several really tricky corners. There's 2 braking zones that are in the midst of turns. So that will automatically... We were on board actually with Stefan. He's coming up to one of them. So this is Brundle and Nelson. As you can see, he's turning in and trying to brake, slow down the car. The car does not want to brake properly whilst it's turning. So that's one of the areas that makes this track very difficult. Mark Holmes jumps up to wait for the 2.11.2. The other one was where we saw Ben Oates go off. Which was on the final turn of Murray's, because you've got this long right-hander of Coram, which is now what we're going through. So again, Stefan is going to demonstrate, and there is Murray's, and again, you're trying to brake and get the car turned into where you want it. Why does the camera keep doing that? Behave yourself, camera control. Not sure who that was in the background there. So it's just come through Murray's. So this won't be a representative lap from Stefan. So Mark Pimlott's still in the pits, and that's a time... Oh, that's who it was. It was Chris Fisher, who's just crossed over the line to set the 4th quickest time, 2:09 on the board. Very nicely done indeed. Less than a minute to go there. Adam Bent has returned back to the pits. 4.4 seconds down off the top spot, so he's in the 2:12, 2:13 area. That is either Greg Young... Well, it must be Greg Young, because we don't have Luke Wiggins with us. No improvement from the 17. Where's Amin Duragi? There he is. So that's the Bentley straight. That's the long straight at the back of the circuit. So he's coming to the one of the hardest braking parts because you're hitting it really, really quickly. As Steve Hilton jumps back up into 4th. Greg Young has gone off the road. Oh no, that's the end of his qualifying session. He will start no higher than 6th position as the flag is now out. There is Amin Duragi, so we're coming into Coram now. Flip the chips. Love it, Carlina. Keep it settled, but that's very late on the brakes. That's going to be 2. Oh my goodness, he managed to keep it on the road. That looked really, really, really deep. Ben Oates has jumped up into 2nd position, just 3/10 off the top spot. 2 and a bit tenths, really. Wow, the 2 championship leaders logging down the front row. Can Amin do anything about it? No, he can't. What about Steve Hilton? Where is he? That is... that's Agostini. He's coming through now. 2:10.6 for Mark Holmes. Puts him in 6th position. Nicely done, sir. 3 people still out there. Steve Hilton. Chris Fisher still going. Chris Fisher, that's bomb hold. He's just gone through now down towards Coram. Can he improve? He's got a second to find, which in these cars is easy said than done. Look at the brakes. Oh, really, really deep. Again, just demonstrates how hard that particular turn is. Having driven this car in virtual form many a time, I can confirm that. Oh, Stefan Gaigu in the midst of a pack of cars has jumped up into 6th place. Nicely done. Daniel Wang has stopped at the end of the pit lane. So I think it's just Stephen Stoll, is it? Oh, Steve Hilton's still going on his lap. He looks a little cautious there, coming through Nelson. So this may not be an improvement for him. There's Stephen Stoll. Where is he? That has come through. That's Palmer. He's just gone through. Down towards Agostini. Get over to the right-hand side. Heavy on the brakes as late as you dare. As people are leaving the session now. Did Steve Hilton improve? Well, he's coming to the line. He's 9/10 down from Mark Pimlott's time. He's wriggling around, so I'm assuming he's not, and throws his car over the wall in the way that sim racers do. Stephen Stoll, then what can he do? course, unfortunately, because qualifying's not technically finished yet, this is going to upset the grid a little bit. And he stopped anyway. Right, that is qualifying done for round number 1. So what happens now is everybody leaves the session, as I've had to force my game to do because it still thinks my car is moving. So what happens now is the qualifying times then gets put into the race session when the race session is made. And we then get to have race number 1 underway. It's 3 races. For those unfamiliar with the formats, 3 races we go through per session. So we've just had qualifying for race number 1. Race number 2 is a random grid. Beg your pardon. Is reverse top 10 grid. I'm still thinking Project Cars 2. That goes back somewhere. So I need to adjust this image because it's off the end of the stream. There we go. Lost my train of thought there. Beg your pardon. Oh, yes. So, yeah, round number 2 is the top 10 reversed. And then we have another short qualifying session for round number 3. So just waiting for confirmation that the race lobbies are up. Hopefully Angel Caballero will be able to join us in his session. He struggled a little bit last time out. So hopefully he will be able to join us this time. A bit more good luck on the board. I'm just keeping an eye out for when we get the notification in the Discord when the race session is ready, so do bear with us whilst we get the sessions set up. Aha! Whilst we wait, we will speak to our pole man, Mr. Pimlott. Welcome to you.
How are we doing?
Very well. Melting and still struggling with the cameras, but there we go.
Yep.
We do what we must. Another pole position under your belt, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be feeling pretty comfortable.
I don't know. I mean, it's if you look at the practice times, I've done something like 80 or 90 laps, and that's like it's a one-off where I get one of those times. just happened at the right occasion. That was all. Consistency is not great. So
is Snetterton a good track for you? Is it a bogey track? What's the thought?
There's I mean, all throughout this series. I mean, this is the first proper championship I've done with VRCC, and it's all. I'm just fluking it all at the moment, mate. It's all luck.
You're far too modest. Far too modest. But you've got your main championship rival, so you're level on points leading into this round, and you've got your championship rival right on your exhaust pipe. Is that something you're going to be thinking about, or is it just kind of?
Well, yeah, definitely. But I don't know if you saw our race at Tor Poznan. Benjamin is really good with his limits. I think we were both really good in that race, side by side through multiple corners. So it'll be a good fight.
We will look forward to it, and I can't. Excuse me, I'm choking. Oh, goodness me. Right. Best of luck, sir, as the session is now up.
Thank you very much.
And see you on the other side.
Yes, you will. Thank you. Cheers, mate.
So that's Mark Pimlott, our pole man for this event, as we are now getting everybody back onto the grid. If I take the image away, you'll see everybody is rejoining, and my car is still wanting to fall through the earth. I've never had this. I don't know why my car is flying. I really hope that doesn't cause people trouble. But we will deal with the tools that we've got. So at this point, the drivers have a few minutes to join the session. I'm assuming that with my car flying through the earth, I won't have to kind of force my car to be back in the pits, as it doesn't know, as we don't know where my car is, and I can't actually bring up the back to pit menu anyway. Usually it starts at the back of the field and I then force my car back into the pits. But never mind, it's out of harm's way. Maybe it's trying to find a pit box that doesn't exist. I don't know. So then we are waiting for our field to rejoin. As I say, those unfamiliar with how this works, so we've done the qualifying session. The grid is being formed according to the results of that session. So as you see there's Mark Pimlott in his distinctive purple car on the front row, awaiting his there he is, as I was just mentioning him, Mr. Benjamin Oates, who's put good luck Mark in the chat. That's very, very sportsmanlike of you, Mr. Oates. Thank you kindly. So row 2 is Amin Daragi alongside Steve Hilton. Very nicely done. Can't quite go through the rows, as you can see, because not everybody is there. And I don't have that good a memory to be able to recite off the top of my head where everybody was. Oh, Rob Whitney is in. That's good, because he was having trouble joining the session. So I'm glad to see he's with us. I get still no idea where my car is supposed to be. In a hedge, apparently. Although when we look at that camera, it's up in the air, so it's anyone's guess. Kai Clark, what's just a shame that Kai, if I remember correctly, last time out at Posnor, Tor Posnor, was one of his first, if not his first race of this series. So, I mean, what a way to, introduce yourself, because that's a trick. That was a very tricky circuit, and everyone I asked about it didn't know what the circuit was. So, proved an interesting race, I can tell you. We've just lost someone from the third row. Stefan Geigu, who is the second car in that row. Not sure, I can't remember who that was next to it. We will get. Has my car behaved itself? Nope, it's still spiraling through the earth somewhere. But we will be getting this race underway as soon as we get. We'll try and give you a good race. I have no doubt, Mr. Roach, you will give me a good race. Now, you concentrate on what you're supposed to be doing. As much as it's great to have you in my chat, sir, you have a race to prepare for. There he is in the number 72. 20 more seconds until we get race number 1 underway. We are missing someone from that third row, unfortunately, but sadly they won't be able to join now as the race is about to get underway. Well, they've got 10 seconds to get back in. Too late now. The red lights come on. Race number 1 of the night. It is time to wind them up and let them go. And that's a great start from Mark Pimlott on the front row. Amin Daragi as well. Storming start from the second row as they charge the way down to Richie's. Oh, did we get someone join us at the very death there as the tower now rebuilds itself? Oh, that's Amin Daragi that's gone for a bit of lawn mowing on the exit of Richie's, but he has managed to rejoin. But Steve Hilton's got the top spot. Ben Oates will nose into the lead, but he's lost out on that one because he went very, very deep into Wilson. Lots of people going off the road. We've got trouble further back. Oh my goodness, Greg Young, Adam Ben. Oh, Amin Daragi has been caught up in there. Daniel Wang as well. So both of the TWP cars have been involved in an incident over there at Wilson on the very first lap. But here we got the top 4, Pimlott, Oates, and now Stefan Geigu are involved in this all-glorious scrap. Mark Pimlott's gone as a 1.3 seconds of lead. Ben Oates is leading the little conga line behind him. That's the view from the number 5 of Stefan Geigu. That's how close it is for the remaining podium slots at the moment. Right behind him, Alistair Pollock, great start for him, now up into 5th position. Right behind him, Shubin Stoll, Kai Clark, starting from the back row, is now up to 7th position. Mark Holmes has recovered. I think he was involved in that early fracas as well. That's the back of Kai Clark's car, who's a little slow getting from Oggies up to Wilson. Camera car design, which Amin Daragi has gone. Oh my goodness, I've gone back to my own car. That's Rob Whitney that's lost 9th position to Amin Daragi. Side by side, slightly further up, that's Mark Holmes trying to get a move on Kai Clark on the way down the Bentley Straight. He's going to have to bow out of that one unless he's going to try a real Dan-dare move on the outside going into Bundle. He opts not to do that. Daniel Wang and Rob Whitney have swapped round. Okay, because Rob Whitney was a bit late to the session, he's been very, very cautious. Oh, he's got damage to the car. Not suddenly, so the car looks okay, but I mean, it's very black, so it would be difficult to tell damage on that one. Leading the way there, Mark Pimlott. He's maintained, well, he's actually extended his lead around 1.8 seconds now between himself and Ben Oates, who's really heavily fighting Steve Hilton. Oh no, Greg Young's off. Greg Young's had a spin. That's down at Murray's, facing the wall. Can't see him in that camera, but he is there. And Ben Oates and Steve Hilton still arguing for second position. They get really, really crossed up. As they now come down to Wilson. The second time anger. Kai Clark's gone off. Oh, Kai Clark's gone off at Riches. Nearly collects Daniel. Well, it looked like he nearly collected Daniel Wang at that angle. Alistair Pollock is in trouble. Oh no, Alistair Pollock. He's pulled over to the side of the road, and that's his. Oh, he had trouble last time out, or one of the previous rounds. I don't think it was Tor Posnor. One might have been actually. He ran out of fuel. He's in a really strong position, but sadly we have lost one. How clean was turn one at the start? Jury's out. We didn't quite see all of it. Well, turn one was fine. It was turn two that was the problem. Chris Fisher is there somewhere, but I think he Chris Fisher will be the car that we missed at the start. Pimlott, Oates and Hilton still arguing for second. Stefan Geiger a little bit off the back of that. Mark Holmes has just wrestled 7th position from Daniel Wang, going through Hamilton, now down to Woggies. Wang's on the inside line. You see the red proximity marker. That's what the drivers use. They also have the car radar app that helps them with people side by side. I assume Alistair hasn't moved. Oh, Chris is with us now. A little bit late to the party, but the car number 87 is out there. Fair play. Battle for second still rages on. Battle for fifth is looking pretty hot now as Amin Deregi's caught the back of Siebert Stoll. As Amin Deregi was caught up in that first lap incident. Oh dear, Mark Holmes is in trouble. Yeah, we heard the engine go very, very slow there. Oh, side by side, there's Adam Benn and Rob Whitney on the exit of Nelson. A stationary camera actually working quite well for us there, but Rob Whitney down into 11th position now. And seconds changed hands. So Steve Hilton now up into second position. I suspect that Ben Oates probably got Murray's wrong, or Steve Hilton had a good run through it. Sadly, we didn't see it. We go on board. There's Alistair Pollock on the outside of the car. His car still outside of the circuit, rather. His car rather stranded there. Mark Holmes is in trouble. So he's had an issue on the exit of Murray's, and because that next pack is so closely condensed, he's just plummeted him down into 12th place. A shame for Mark Holmes. Mark Pimlott, though, continuing to build his lead up front. Steve Hilton, great scrap with the Benjamin Oates for second place. That's a little bit of a gap there. It's about half a second he's got for himself. But the Ben Oates won't be able to overcome that. Fourth position, there he is. You can see him, Stefan Geiger, falling a bit off the back of this pack. Amin Deregi's gone past Siebert Stoll very, very wide on the exit of Agostini. That is doing his best to close down that gap. He started on the second row. He's nearly back into those kind of positions, but he's been tangled up in that incident of Wilson. Will not have helped him at all. Alistair Pollock's car now returned to the pits. Oh, Adam Benn! Oh no, Adam Benn and Rob Whitney have come to blows in between Hamilton and Oggies. Both cars off the track. Looks like Adam Benn's got going again. Oh dear, oh dear. Great shame for both of them. Didn't quite see what happened. Mark Holmes still trying to keep Greg Young company for that 9th position. There they both are. Amin Deregi's got himself nearly 2 seconds now between himself and Siebert Stoll, but he's got some way to go before he closes in on Stefan Geiger. But up front, that lead is shrinking. Not shrunk by much, but it is shrinking a little bit. Is Alistair Pollock going again? No, I thought I heard someone revving their engine in the pit. Interestingly, of the top 3, it was actually Ben Oates that was the quickest one of the 3. You can see... Oh, why are you doing that, camera? You see, but the lap times on flashing up was actually Benjamin Oates from 3rd position that was the quickest one of the 3. Oh, wow! It looked like he didn't intend to go that deep into Wilson. But because of... Oh, no! That's Stefan Geiger! Number 5 car getting Wilson all wrong. A little bit too eager on the right foot. And there's Amin Deregi right behind him now, so that's going to help close that gap down to about 2.5 seconds, give or take, between the number 5 and number 40. Oh, Ben Oates has lost a huge amount of time, mainly due to that mistake at Wilson, but it won't be the only reason for that. Top 3 fairly equidistant, fairly similar on pace as well. I haven't often seen Steve Hilton in the top 3. Well, he's having an absolutely brilliant race. Oh, he turned it a little early there. You saw he had to bail on that, and for good reason. That's a very big sausage curb on the inside of Oggies. It feels like a mine if you hit it. It just catapults you into space. But because of that, that really kind of put him off a bit. That's the view from Ben Oates' car, number 72. He hasn't been able to gain a lot of momentum. Distance, yes, but not a lot of momentum on Steve Hilton. On that battle continues for second position. To Brundle and Nelson now. Greg Young and Kai Clark side by side with Mark Holmes right behind them. Oh, that was the car I was aiming for. Mark Holmes with a great camera. Both of these cars got brilliant damage. Greg Young very sideways on the exit of Williams as they are now on the Bentley straight. Mark Holmes is trying to make this a 3-wide affair. Damage to his car as well. That is 3-wide coming down towards Brundle. They're going to have to, one of them's going to have to back out of this. You do not want to be 3-wide into Brundle, but they're going for it. Oh my word, Mark Holmes managed to nail both of them. That was very, very brave from the number 46, and he managed to make it pay off, and it was actually Greg Young that's now at the back of that pack. My goodness, but Kai Clark's car is all over the place. It does not want to behave itself at all. Greg Young now on the outside line, coming through Coram. My goodness me, these three are having an absolute humdinger of a scrap, but their cars are very, very loose. We'll check back with them again. Oh, Mark Pimlott is suddenly... It looked like the time is... Actually, the time has. The time has really shrunk. I wonder if Mark Pimlott's made a mistake somewhere. But we'll see. Still 10.5 minutes to go. Plenty of time. Something getting a bit... Oh, Stevenson. From that camera angle, it looked like it was a bit deep into Agostini, but that's Ben Oates. Ben Oates is, again, a little bit too eager on the right foot. Actually, he was probably locked up coming into Agostini, which caused the tail to really get away from him, and that's going to be really tricky to close that back down. Ben Oates has very much been on the ragged edge this race. There's only one more round after this, so he hasn't got time on his side for that championship. He's pressing on nonetheless. Daniel Wang and Sieben Stoll aren't too far apart. There is the brightly coloured Sieben Stoll of SJS Games. SJS Games Racing, I should say. Daniel Wang, one of the TWP pair. Adam Bent, his stablemate, and 11th. Still with, not too far away from Rob Whitney, is Adam Bent a little bit sideways coming into Agostini. Kai Clark still part of this three-way fight between himself, Greg Young and Mark Holmes. Oh, Duragi's off! I mean, Duragi's had trouble. Oh no, his progress all the way through the field has come to a screeching halt up at Nelson. That's a huge shame. He's demonstrated time and again just how quick he is. He's a real fighter. He's not afraid to get his elbows out when he needs to, but my goodness me, that's it's undone itself. Oh, Stefan's off! Stefan Geiger's gone off! Oh my goodness, that's Dana Murray's. That's gone horribly wrong for the number 5. Well, that's a get-out-of-jail-free car for Amit Duragi. There goes the orange car up into 4th position. Right behind them, Daniel Wang is now on the tail of Sieben Stoll. If I can say the name right, Sieben Stoll, beg your pardon. You can see the defensive line that Stoll's gone for. Coming into Riches. It's a bit of lag there from Daniel Wang. I think his ping's a little high. Causing his car to sort of jiggle about a bit on my screen. Look at the 3 behind, still locked in their battle for 8th place. Kai Clark's a little bit off the back of them, and Greg Young is keeping Mark Holmes company. We have to Wilson once again. Gap up front, less than 1.4 seconds now. And notice Steve Hilton, I believe, was a bit quicker than Mark Hilton. I'm now muddling up names again. Mark Pimlott was a little bit slower than Steve Hilton last time around. Duragi following his spin as there's damage to the front of his car. But That won't be helping him. See, that bonnet's not flat. That's a spin for Stefan. Oh, you heard he had to get out of that then. Number 5 again. Just pushing a little bit too hard, trying to get through Oggies as quickly as he can. To really back out of that, you just heard the engine dip down. Daniel Wang still on the back of Siebenstoll. Battle for 6th still rages on. Battle for 8th still rages on. Greg Young trying to get alongside the number 46 coming through Williams onto the Bentley straight. There's Kai Clark ready to pick up the pieces in case it does all go wrong. Adam Ben and Rob Whitney seem to have settled their differences. They're quite a distance apart now. There is Rob Whitney at the top of the shot. Greg Young trying to get alongside the 46 of Mark Holmes. Oh, but that's caused Mark to go very, very deep into Brundle, but he has managed to slow it down into Nelson. You can see Greg Young is looming and ready to go. Good run through bomb hole for Greg Young. He's going to try an inside maneuver at Coram. Is he? No, he backs out of that. He's hustling hard. That's what happened to the race last time around, but I think it was Amin Daragi with the 208. Keeping an eye on the tower as best I can with all the action going on. 6.5 minutes to go. Steve Hilton continues his pursuit of Mark Pimlott. That's what the lead gap now looks like. It is shrinking very, very slowly, but at that rate it wouldn't shrink enough for Steve Hilton to be in a position to attack. As they come through Agostini, through Hamilton. It looks like Steve Hilton's made a mistake. He's suddenly lost a good few tenths there. Into Oggies. There's that dangerous curve there on the inside line, and again the tail getting a bit loose on the 82. Through Williams into the Bentley straight. As most people's battles seem to have resolved themselves for now, but as we all know, anything can happen in the blink of an eye. We can condense these packs back up again. 5 minutes 20 to go. There's another one of those really dangerous sausage goats you can see there in that shot. Oh, that's Hilton. His tail got very loose coming out of Nelson. And that's going to put Ben Oates on his case. There you go, on board with the 72. You can see how much distance that allowed Ben Oates to close in. He's being a little cautious into Murray's. He wants to open up the line. Oh, but he's overdone it, and it's so easy to do. He's not the first to do that, and he's gone miles off. And he's got a big, big gap back to Amin Daragi. There is Amin Daragi. That gap is now obviously completely gone. Oh, goodness me. And that's the disadvantage of having the barriers so far away from the track. Yes, it'll save you some repairs, but a mistake can be so costly. But Mark Pimlott now with a 2-second lead over Steve Hilton with 4.25 minutes to go. Doesn't seem likely that at the pace they're showing, Steve Hilton's going to close that one down. And again, no disrespect there. Personal best there from Siebenstoll. And from Mark Holmes, actually. 2:10.1. That's cracking. I think, Amin Daragi was at 2:08. It's the fastest one we've seen so far. It's Ben Oates, you can see at the bottom of the shot there. Daniel Wang at some point has wrestled that 7th from Mark Holmes from the last time we checked in with him. There's Siebenstoll. Slightly further up the road. There's Stefan Geigu. There he is. Is Chris Fisher having a wrong with me? Well, on track they are, but I don't think they are on the same lap. Rob Whitney, I think, is being very, very cautious. So being fine. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, it's Mark Holmes starting to get up close and personal with Daniel Wang again. Oh, big twitch though on the exit of Oggies for Mark Holmes. Through Williams onto the Bentley straight. And that gap's now back down to 1.2 seconds. So Mark Pimlott's had a mistake somewhere. You could just never say never in this series. And again, Snetterton being such a challenging circuit with so many corners and so easy to make a mistake. Oh, and Mark Holmes and Daniel Wang have swapped round. 287 from Ben Holmes, again showing the pace he's got. And there's Greg Young. So Daniel Wang's made a big mistake down between Nelson and Bombhole somewhere. Oh, and he's got that all wrong, and Greg Young's had a sympathy spin. Going into Murray's. It wasn't so much a spin, but he bailed on that one, unsure on where Daniel Wang was going. Again, you can see Daniel's car lagging around a bit. So Greg Young taking the safer option and just bailing on it. Let's keep an eye on our leaders. Less than 2 minutes to go. It's likely to be the penultimate lap. I didn't see how much time was on the clock when they crossed the line, but I would imagine they'll have one more after this. Oggies. Pimlott, who's led from pole all race long, but his challenge has never been far away for too long. It's not been a runaway victory for the 520. For the Team Skyline. Well, Team Skyline was Jacob Douglas, I beg your pardon, who's not with us. Similar colour. Oh no, Kai Clark's off. Looks like he's either struggling to get back on. Oh no, Guyu's gone. That's on the way down to Wilson. Oh no, bigger pardon, that's wrong side of the barrier. That's on the way to Williams, so he's had problems at Oggies. Oh, be careful! The Sieben Stoll coming through. He's trying to stay out of the way, in fairness. That camera angle doesn't do justice to what he was trying to do to stay out of the way. So fair play, Stefan Geiger. Kai Clark trying to recover from his incident. Adam Bent has gone through into the top 10 now. So 30 seconds till the checkered flag falls, and they'll obviously beat it from there. Oh, Mark Holmes is in trouble! That's down at... That is how Brundle and Nelson can go horribly wrong. If you go a bit too deep into Brundle, it's so easy to lock up as you're trying to turn at the same time to get ready for Nelson. And into the wall he went. Through went Greg Young and Daniel Wang. Greg Young really in a prime position to attack the number 86 for 7th position. At the top of the shot, there's Geigu. Sideways through Murray's. And there he goes, having a go at Sieben Stoll. Then the next pack of three very close together. Wang, followed by Young, followed by Holmes. On their final lap now as Geiger Sol side by side coming through Riches. So Stefan Geiger getting a bit of a punch in the face there. Sieben Stoll asserting his hold on the position, but the number 5 spun it, nearly beaches it on the curb at the hairpin there, as through goes Daniel Wang into 6th position now. Mark Pimlott and Steve Hilton very close together, less than half a second between them now. Of course we have all the battles happening on the final lap. What's going on? Looks like Greg Young shaping up a move coming down to Agostini. That's a big move, but he can't get it done. There's a guy who gives him the necessary racing room, tries to get the momentum on the exit of the corner, but can't get it done. Pimlott looks like he's able to fend off. Oh, as I look away, Stefan Geiger's made a mistake coming through Hamilton. Young on the outside line coming through Oggies. Still side by side, 2 side by sides indeed. Oh, that's a mistake from both of them. They're going to be side by side, are they? No, not quite. Mark Hilton just about gets the momentum he needs. That was so close. Mark made a mistake, and that's made Steve make a mistake. But your winner here for race number 1 at Snetterton, Mark Pimlott by 0.3 of a second over Steve Hilton. Ben Oates crossed the line in 3rd, and there's trouble here. Greg Young and Daniel Wang off the road at Brundle and Nelson. My goodness me, that's allowed Stefan Geiger and Mark Holmes through into 6th and 7th respectively. Sieben Stoll is now just running away from them. That is Alistair Pollock that's come back out on circuit after his strange incident. I was trying to work out who that was. So Stephen Stoll is going to take 5th position. Stefan Geigu is just about going to keep the advances of Mark Holmes at bay for 6th place. Right behind them, Daniel Wang and Greg Young for 8th and 9th. Adam Bent still has Kai Clark for company. That's the view from Adam. Stepping hard to the apex line. Can Adam keep young Kai Clark at bay? Adam's gone very defensive towards the apex of Murray's. That's Chris Fisher, who's on a different lap. But it does look like Adam Bent is going to secure a top 10 finish in the 59 car. Kai Clark very close to usurping him. The last car out there on the lead lap is Rob Whitney in the number 7. That's a very loud engine from that close. And there we go, Mark Pimlott, Steve Hilton and Ben Oates, the top 3. What a battle we have just witnessed. My goodness, that was fantastic. Wow. In this heat, I am utterly roasting after that, but our drivers must be bathed in sweat after all that. Oh, wow. Right, so catching a breath now. Hopefully we'll have a chance to chat to our top 3, and there is one of them. Joining me in the box, 3rd position finisher Ben Oates. Welcome to you. You had a lot to do. Didn't quite go your way though. It didn't look like you were quite as settled as we've seen you in previous rounds.
No, I'm on the back foot a little this week. Not to take it away from Mark or Steve at all. I've put in a lot of laps this week to try and catch them up, but yeah, those last couple of corners just get me. They just get me each time.
As I was explaining to the audience, it's a very hard circuit. Snetterton is not an easy circuit by any stretch. With 2 braking zones in corners that really make this a challenge. Was it a circuit you were looking forward to coming into this round?
No. No, I've done it before, and I knew this as soon as I saw it on the list at the start of the season. I knew this was going to be a bit of a tough one for me. Yes, I much prefer more fast, smooth circuits such as Tor Poznan and stuff. So yeah, this has been a bit of a tough one for me, but I've enjoyed getting used to it, or trying to.
And still came home in 3rd.
And still came home in 3rd.
So top 10 reversed. What are your thoughts towards that?
Is that what we're doing for race 2, or is race 2 where we're finished?
Oh no, big pardon. Race 2 is race results of race 1. Yeah, I had it in the wrong order. Yeah. Are you looking to get further up the podium, or are you thinking this is where you may reappear?
I think this is going to be tough. I'm not saying there's not team orders here. I'm sure they're both going for it and stuff. But when it comes to it, I'm sure it's going to be hard to make it past both of them. That is for sure. But I will be doing my best.
Good man, good man. We wish you the best of luck for the rest of the night, and of course for the remainder of the series. Thank you very much, Benjamin Oates.
Thank you very much, guys.
2nd place, Steve Hilton. Are you with us?
I am, mate. Yeah.
Oh, you guys must. Wow. I mean, you were just in that battle all race long, and you were really hustling hard for that win. I bet you are. That was going to be the next question. Are you just bathed in a pool of sweat at the moment?
Sweat, yes. I'm in the loft. There is no windows. I don't have no fans. I am just baking right now. But yeah.
I bet you are. I bet you are. That's. Oh my goodness.
1 and 2, 1 and 2.
What a brilliant battle that we've just seen from you. You must be pretty pleased with that.
I am very pleased with it. It's the highest so far I've managed to get whilst I've been, joined yourselves in racing competitively with you all.
We've had enormous fun shouting about your antics so far. So you're going to be on the front row.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to more of the same. You think you're able to do it again?
Fingers crossed.
Good
feel
man.
like I can. Benjamin's he's fast. He is fast, and when he's in front, I think he'll be gone. But hopefully, I keep him behind me.
We'll wish you the best of luck for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Steve Hilton.
Thank you.
Mr. Pilmont, once again.
Yeah. Ooh.
Wow, you must have really felt the pressure, right, especially right at the end there.
Well, yeah, I think Steve he was being awfully kind to me there. If he'd have wanted to, he could have chucked one down the inside at any point. Like I said, after qualifying, I'm consistent, but it's not exactly a fast pace at the moment. So, bit to work on. You could
Blooming fool me. That looked pretty damn rapid for most of it, but I mean, wow! It just watching that gap very much ebb and flow. 1 minute you were 2 seconds ahead, and the next minute he's and then you both had an incident right at the end. Final turn, final lap.
That final turn is I'm not good at that final turn. You might have noticed it, but I can't get a good drive out of it. And I thought, no, I've got to make sure I get a good drive out of it, and I did the opposite and cocked it up.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to the continuation of that battle. Best of luck. Thank you very much, Mark Pimlott.
Thank you.
Right, race session 2 is live. Let's head trackside then and get this back underway, ladies and gentlemen, because wow, were we treated to some incredible stuff. And I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that picture has been in slightly the wrong position all night and has been bugging me, so apologies whilst I just straighten this. I'm sorry. There's just for the OCD among you, you'll know what I mean. And still my car wants to plummet through the earth, so don't know what's going on there, but never mind. Let's get to the track action, shall we? Well, track action, there's another 3 minutes for everybody to reconnect. Right, let's cease and desist with the music. It's ready to go for when I need it. Just checking for messages. Oh, so I thought it was top 10 was reversed. Apparently it's top 8 finishes from race 2. So my mistake. I got that completely wrong. Not only did I forget which race it was in, it was, I'm being told it's top 8, not top 10. That are reverse grid. So this grid is formed from the race results of race 1. Except for me, of course. I am currently falling through the earth. Actually, well, I don't know where my car is. But we'll leave it alone. It will sort itself out. As we wait for everybody to rejoin. Okay, now someone's actually just identified where my car is. It's some considerable distance off the edge of the track. It's actually outside the grounds of the circuit, hence why it is plummeting towards the centre of the earth. Can't answer for why. That is a first. Don't know why that's happening, but it doesn't seem to be affecting anybody. It's only going to upset maybe someone in the car park, so we'll leave it alone to do its own thing. So then, it's Mark Pimlott and Steve Hilton on row 1, Ben Oates and Amin Daragi row 2, Shimon Stoll and Stefan Geigu row 3, Mark Holmes and Daniel Wang in row 4, Greg Young and Adam Bent on row 5. Let's get the chase cam. Where are you? No entry sign. That'll be awkward on the start finish line. I think that's actually aimed at me more than anything else. So Greg Young. Where's the camera I want? No, it's not giving me the camera I want. This is gonna. Oh, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, that no entry sign's aimed at me, so nothing to worry about there. Adam Bent is joining Greg Young on row 5. Kai Clark and Rob Whitney are on row 6. Chris Fisher and Alistair Pollock at the back end of the field. 40 seconds to go until we get race number 2 underway. What an incredible race 1 we had, I think we all agree. And from the entire field was also something good to see. My car's just passed you in South Africa. It's done a lot of air miles, my car, at the moment. So thank you, Brendan. Right then, you can hear people starting to get twitchy with the right foot. 10 seconds in until the lights go out. We know this sequence, race number 2 of the night, penultimate round of the season. It is time to wind them up and let them go. And it's a cracking start from Hilton this time, who's going to be really challenging for that run. That's a horrific start for Ben Oates. He's been swamped, as you can see, by the field. That's the onboard view. That's the camera I was actually looking for. As Hilton has got the top spot, Mark Pimlott second, Amin Daragi third, Stefan Geigy fourth. Ben Oates is side by side with Stefan Stoll, heading down into Wilson for the first time in anger. That was a very big move from Geigy. That's a big pardon from it was from Geigy, excuse me. But there is the top 4. Now I'll get the right camera in a minute. There we go. Hilton, Pimlott, Daragi, side by side with Geigy now coming through Palmer. Then the next pack of them being led by Mark Holmes. It looks like everybody... Oh no, I was just about to say it looks like everybody has made it. Adam Bent sadly has had an incident on the opening lap. And Mark Holmes has even stole... Well, Mark Holmes has made a mistake here. He's lost the position to Superstar. Ben Oates has lost further ground, but he's just regained that position from Mark Holmes. But Daniel Wang has suddenly made a big move to the inside there. As Ben Oates and Sebring Stoll have now swapped round, coming through Oggies for the first time in anger. Kai Clark announced the Pollux, and remember Alistair had that what seemed to be like a technical failure that parks him on the outside of the circuit. Kai Clark and Chris Fisher have swapped round as well. There's the leaders coming down towards Brundle for the first time in anger. Oh, Hilton had a bit of an ugly run through there. Oh, and Hilton's off. That's surely going to give the lead to Mark Pimlott. It does indeed. Lovely back camera, actually. That's not me controlling that one. The game did that for me. Greg Young, Sebring Stoll, swap round. Alistair Pollock has fallen off the road somewhere. It's down to 12th now. Apparently I have 2 laps left to do a drive-through penalty. That's what that red text in the top left corner is. I'm assuming you can see that. Yes, you can. Oh, no. That's Amin Daragi. You see in the rearview mirror, actually. Side by side with Hilton. Amin to have the better run out of Murray's. And that's given the second position to Amin, but can he hold it? Oh, and Hilton's backed out of that one. You can see Amin sideways coming through Riches. From the onboard from Steve Hilton. Stefan Geigy right in there as well. Just that camera. Ben Oates is now on the back of this particular pack now, this quintet. Bit of a gap back to Mark Holmes now, who's broken free of Sebring Stoll in 7th place. Ben Oates doesn't want to be losing touch with the top part of the tour. He certainly doesn't want to be losing touch with Mark Pimlott. As mentioned, they were level on points coming into the round. So of course Ben Oates does not want to be losing time to him. Steve Hilton all over the back of Amin Daragi. We didn't get the opportunity to be part of this battle. As Adam Bent has had trouble. There he is facing the wrong way. Reversing a very, very long way. That's down at Palmer. So Snetterton not being kind to Adam Bent at the moment. Oh, that's deep from Amin Daragi. Amin Daragi's pushing very, very hard. The top pack now beginning to disperse. Mark Pimlott with nearly a second between himself and Amin Daragi. Steve Hilton about 4/10 behind Amin. There they are. And then behind them is Geiger and Oates. Oh, look at that. Sebring Stoll and Greg Young side by side coming in the Brundle with Chris Fisher behind. Mark Holmes is off. Where's Mark Holmes gone? There he is facing the wrong way coming down towards the bomb. Towards Nelson. So that's got horribly wrong. It's off camera for us. Oh, Greg Young! No, Greg Young is very heavily into the infield. He's had trouble down at bomb hole. That's on the entry to car. He's got to be very, very careful. It's a very fast part of the circuit, so he's actually being sensible in how he rejoins the circuit. And Adam Bent is out. Adam Bent is out of this race. That's a shame for him. Mark Pimlott is going to be under pressure looking at those lap times. Amin Daragi was the fastest one of the bunch. as Gaigu and Ben Oates side by side coming through ridges, but Ben Oates has managed to do a brilliant outside manoeuvre into turn 1 and claims that 4th position as his own. Can Stefan Gaigu bounce on the inside of Wilson? No, he thinks better of that one. What a move from Benjamin Oates. That was brilliant in the 72 car. And Steve Hilton is drawing side by side with Amin Daraghi coming down into Palmer. He's going to try and cut back underneath the orange car, but can't quite do it. But Chris Fisher is off. Oh no, that's a Wilson. He's rejoined right in front of Greg Young, but not in a way that would have aggravated him any. Very, very easy to do. Oh no, there's trouble, there's Gaigu! Stefan Gaigu and Ben Oates have gone off. Stefan Gaigu's waiting for Ben Oates to reappear. Oh, that's Guy Clark. Going to take some avoiding action there. There's Ben Oates on the outside. Oh, that's a shame. Benjamin Oates has just done that brilliant manoeuvre on the outside coming into the first turn. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, that's going to make Mark Pinwell's life a bit easier, but with Hilton now ahead of Amin Daraghi on the Bentley Straights, we saw how well Steve Hilton was able to close in on Mark Pinwell on the first race, but look at this, that's Anderson Pollock and Mark Holmes side by side. Right behind them is Daniel Wang. Ben Oates has gone back ahead of Kai Clark, or has he? Right behind them is Stefan Gaigu, side by side into, but he's not scared to go side by side for a bit. He's Ben Oates, but he's gone way too deep into Nelson. That's going to allow Kai Clark back through. On board there, let's go with the bonnet cam of Daniel Wang. He's got a brilliant view of everything ahead of him. Oh, just as I say that, commentator's curse on the number 86 as he's just touched the grass. That's the second time we've seen that mistake, not from Daniel Wang specifically. That's how that mistake happens. He's pulled right in front of Rob Whitney, who was able to go around the outside of the car and avoid an incident. Recovering car, but Ben Oates has lost another one. He's lost one to Stefan Gaigu, so you have trouble coming through Norwich, which is a very difficult corner again. That's a tricky one to get right, as Mark Pinwell was explaining in his interview. Look at this one, Kai Clark's under a lot of pressure. Oh, it was Hans the Polikoff. Yes, it was. He's gone too deep at Riches. Oh, no. That's where his car was parked. Well, it was out there somewhere where his car was parked. Oh, what a shame for Anderson Pollock now down to the back end of the field. There's Gaigu and Clark. Look at this. Well, that's Kai Clark on the inside. Well, that's coming through Palmer. And then that's a good run from Stefan Gaigu. He's going to claim that 7th position. Then side by side, Ben Oates and Mark Holmes. Goodness me. If the outside temperature wasn't enough, these guys are just fighting tooth and nail, and that's Mark Holmes bouncing on the grass trying to keep his car under control. And there he goes, he's gone too deep coming through Hamilton. You won't see from that angle. There's damage on the front of Mark Holmes' car again. Oh, Stefan Gaigu, you managed to catch that barely. Well, that's costing the position to Kai Clark, Greg Young and Chris Fisher. Good to see Chris Fisher featuring in this race. Remember, he was a late join into race 1. Yeah, there's no chance I'm even attempting a prediction on who's going to finish where. So Mark Pimlock having a comparative Sunday drive out front. The volume is a little loud when it's on board, Mr. Seiki. Try turning the microphone volume up a little bit more. There's Pimlock. Hilton and Daraghi. So Amin Daraghi has actually lost quite a bit of pace over Stephen Hilton. 2.5 seconds and 11 minutes to close it down. Oh, Chris Fisher and Stefan Gaigu have swapped round. Ben Oates and Mark Holmes have swapped round again. I can't point the camera in the right way. There's no way I can keep up with it all. Chris Young, no, I'm muddling up names again. Chris Fisher and Stefan Gaigu side by side coming into Riches, but could not see that one through, sadly. My goodness. I'll get a breather at some point, maybe when the checkered flag comes out. It's a good problem for a commentator to have, in fairness. Oh, I did it again. Just as I look away, this pack, someone changes around in it. So Chris Fisher has managed to get past Stefan Geigu again. Look at Greg Young on the back of Kai Clark. He's having a much stronger representation this time. He was a debutant with us a round or two ago. He really is much more at home here at Snetterton than when we first saw him. I think it was last time out at Tor Posnot. Mark Holmes breaking away from Ben Oates, it looks like. Oh, is Greg Young thinking about a move on Kai Clark? Not quite. So we're working their way through onto the Bentley Straight. Sieben Stoll, completely on his own. And then the whole pack of sharks right behind him. There's right behind him. There's about 6 seconds between them, in fairness. Oh, Greg Young's got a little bit deep going through Bundle. It does measure regard. Oh, that's an unusual line to take, Mr. Geigu. Well, you didn't gain anything, I suppose. See what's going on up front. 208.816 from Amin Daragi. So he's closing back in on Stephen Hilton. I find it ironic that Mark Pimlott was the one saying he's lacking consistency, yet we haven't seen a great deal of mistakes from him until he was really under pressure from Steve Hilton last race. Mark Holmes and Ben Oates have broken away from that pack that was following them. That pack is currently dispersing a little bit, other than Chris Young. I did it again. Chris Fisher and Greg Young. They haven't become brothers as far as I know. Behind them, Stefan Geigu trying to recover lost ground. Great run out of Wilson. Alistair Pollock yet to rediscover his pace, unfortunately. Daniel Wang and Rob Whitney are locked in battle for 11th position. So it doesn't matter where you are, there's fighting going on throughout the field. Oh, Geigu and Fisher side by side through Agostini. Oh, big twitch of the tail from Chris Fisher. I mean, there's an irony there, twitch of the tail with Fisher, fish in your surname. Oh, around the outside of Hamilton. That was very cautious there from Geigu. Mark Holmes has had trouble coming down to Woggies. Oh, and there you saw him, even at slow strip, bounce off that curb. That would have hurt, and Mark Holmes plummets from the front of this particular pack right the way down to the tail. And Amin Daragi has had a good run coming out of Nelson and retakes second position from Steve Hilton. I suspect these two are going to be trading blows for quite a while. As Daniel Wang has just done... Oh no! Daniel Wang just made the move coming through Oggies, and then sadly well, there was definitely contact between the two, or certainly looked like it from that perspective. Lots of shuffling going on. Oh no, Kai Clark's come a cropper down there at Nelson. So that drops him off the back of this pack. But look at that, side by side. That's Geigu and Young. Sorry, Geigu and Young and Holmes. Beg pardon, I'll get the right pair of names in a minute. Now, Chris Fisher is leading this particular conga line. And Kai Clark is now rejoined the back of it. A lap ago, Kai Clark was leading this particular track. Straight alive. Oh, trouble further up the road. That looked like Stoll. It was. Zebra Stoll has got turn one all wrong. That's Rich's. I think, was he flashing his lights then? So I think he's rather unhappy at something. And that's going to put him behind the Fisher-led conga line. Stefan Geigu trying to take the lead of it. There is Ben Oates, who Sheben Stoll was right with, so maybe there was contact between the two. I didn't really see it. Chris Fisher just about manages to fend off the advances of Stefan Geigu coming through Palmer. Side by side, Kai Clark and Greg Young. I'm not able to keep up, Carlina. I'm just pointing and hoping. It's such an incredible... It's a good problem to have a lot to shout about. These three are not that far apart either. That's Alistair Pollock, Rob Whitney and Daniel Wang. This is for wooden spoon avoidance. Pokemon still leading the way. Amin Daragi's now pulling away from Stephen Hilton in second position. Oh, big tail slapper there. Tail slapper? Tank slapper, rather. For Steve Hilton in the 82, trying to get the power down a little bit too early, coming out of Nelson. Ben Oates now really on his own. He's, what is he, 17 seconds behind Hilton and 8 seconds ahead of Chris Fisher and all. Lovely slide coming through Brundle there for the 87 car. Everyone behaving themselves. Just as I was about to say that sentence, Greg Young does a little bit of lawn mowing. Mark Holmes was a bit slow coming out of Nelson, so Greg Young able to get on his case. That conga line now pretty much broken up into a pair and a 3. And Sieben Stoll also in no man's land. Same with Ben Oates. And Wang and Whitney have swapped rounds. Oh, that's one way to complete the move, I suppose. And Mark Holmes and Greg Young, side by side out of Murray's, have swapped rounds. That's not done yet, though. Greg Young still feeling the need to stay to the inside line. Very cautious coming into Palmer. Riches, rather. And Geiger's in trouble. Yep, I thought I heard an engine rev go very low. And Stefan Geigo has had a spin on the exit of Riches and plummets him down to 9th position. Kai Clark is really hustling Mark Holmes for what is now 7th position. Still Chris Fisher now is very much on his own. It's Greg Young, is that trio behind him that's really locked in battle. Whilst they've all been fighting, Chris Fisher is just gone. Swam away into the distance. Stefan Geigu doing what he can to close that gap down, but there's only 3 and a bit minutes to go. Mark Pimlott now with a nearly 5-second lead over Amin Daragi. Oh, Amin's now the one that's gotten Nelson all wrong. A big spin, facing the wrong way, and Amin Daragi back into 2nd position again, unfortunately. Such is the nature of this circuit. I said earlier that it's very, very difficult in parts. There's Greg Young staying very much to that defensive line. That's compromised his entry into Brundle. Does manage to get through Nelson okay. But he's feeling the pressure from Mark Holmes all right. 2:08.8 personal best from Steve Hilton. It's all going to be for North, though, I think. 2.5 minutes to go, so 2 laps remaining. And 5.3 seconds the gap up front. Amin Daragi now 8 seconds behind Stephen Hilton. That's how costly that mistake was. We'll stick with this battle for now for 6th position. There's Stefan Geigu getting a little bit too deep coming out of Murray's. And Kai Clark thinking about a side-by-side there. Oh, he's not thinking about it. He is doing a side-by-side with Mark Holmes. We're into Riches. Oh, bit of a touch there, and that's put Kai Clark off. Oh, well caught, sir. Sign the man up for the cricket team. What a catch that was. That's throwing him into the clutches of Stefan Geigu, but he caught that brilliantly well. And there's the Pollock and Daniel Wang with personal best there with 2:12s. 1.5 minutes to go, less than that now. And Mark Pimlott must feel like he's out there on his own. There are other people on the track with you, sir, I promise you. Kai Clark, still with Stefan Geigu in tow. Fair amount of damage to Kai Clark's car, or looks it from the external shot. Because his car's lighter, it's easier to see. Mark Holmes, he picked up damage to the front of his car fairly early on. Oh, that's Stefan Geigu with a big move on the inside of Oggies. And very definitively claims that 8th place. And Greg Young has got himself 1.5 seconds over Mark Holmes now. 35 more seconds until the checkered flag comes out. So the final lap is just about to begin. Or has now begun. Mark Pimlock yet again is looking at a lights the flag victory as Daniel Wang on the inside of Alistair Pollock on the exit of Williams onto the Bentley straight. That's 11th position for the TWP number 86. And the background is Rob Whitney. 2:08.3 for Ben Oates. What a cracking lap that is. But sadly, he is some 7 seconds down the road from Amin Daragi. So unless someone ahead of him is going to make a mistake, a repeat podium is not looking likely for the joint championship leader. Mark Pimlock coming into Agostini now. Doesn't need to push, just needs to keep it nice and steady. I'm sure he's well aware of that. Pretty much all the battles except for that one has resolved itself. Stefan Geiger and Kai Clark still very much involved in their battle for 8th position, as the checkered flag is now readied, and at the moment it is awaiting that man who's still extending his lead up front. 6 seconds, and there it is for Mark Pimlock. He needs a bit more self-belief, I feel. Let's keep an eye on the battle for 8th position between cars on 5 and 24 as Stefan Geiger rally crosses his way through Agostini, but with very little pace on the exit of it. Kai Clark, is he going to try and side by side into Hamilton? It's brave. The track's wide enough, but he opts not to do it. Probably quite wise. Through Coram for the final time in race 2. Is he going to... Now that's the corner he said he's been struggling with all race long, but no one seems to have told his car that. Your winner, he's 2 for 2 tonight, is car number 520. It is Mark Pimlock takes the win for race number 2 here at Snetterton. Steve Hilton again is second on the podium, but this time 3rd place goes to car number 40, the orange liveried Amin Daragi, and Ben Oates has spun. Can he recover in time to beat Chris Fisher? And Chris Fisher then makes a mistake. Coming through Murray's again, just highlighting how difficult that corner is. The number 72 car. Oh, he's slowing! He's let Chris Fisher through. Well, okay, I'm not sure what's going on there, but Chris Fisher, at the death of the race, has taken that 4th spot from Ben Oates. Greg Young takes 6th. Mark Holmes over the line in 7th. Stefan Geiger, and still locked in battle with Kai Clark, but Stefan takes 8th, Kai Clark 9. Stephen Stoll, there he is, just coming through Murray's now. He is looking set for 10th position. Whoa, Alistair Pollock! Sideways and through Murray's. It's flashy, but it's not fast, I'm afraid. So Stephen Stoll rounds out the top 10. Daniel Wang is going to come home in 11th. Alistair Pollock in 12th. And Rob Whitney is going to round out the field. We lost Adam Bent earlier on in the race, unfortunately. But yet again, the Ham Lobby showing what it's made of and gives us some incredible racing action to round out round number 2, or race number 2 of round number 5, I should say. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Well, hopefully we'll be able to have our podium 3 come and chat to us again. It isn't mandatory that they come and chat to us, but it is always good fun when we do get to hear from our competitors, especially when they've been involved in various battles. Like I say, it isn't mandatory to do so. Sometimes some drivers don't like speaking to me more than once, which is, again, absolutely fine. The offer is there for them to do so. Not everybody does. Not everybody, particularly if English isn't their first language, for instance. Some people may not be too comfortable having a chat to me, which is absolutely fine. It's, as mentioned, it's not mandatory. It's just good fun. Well, it doesn't look like anybody wants to come and have a chat, which is, as we say, absolutely fine. They don't have to. So, we will have the music running. We will await for the 3rd race to be readied. As mentioned before, it is reverse top 8. And the rest of the field will start where they finished to round out what's been some incredible racing. I think we'll all agree here at Snetterton. Don't go anywhere, because this one, I'm sure, is going to be just as hectic, if not more so, with the reverse grid race coming right up. Right then, race number 3 doth beckon. Let us stop the music for a moment. Well, until we are done with this one, of course. Unmute and return to circuit. My car is still in nearby Norfolk, it would seem. It's still falling through the earth. So it's Stefan Geigu and Mark Holmes on the front row. I thought it was going to be Kai Clark, who is starting in 8th, but okay. Like I say, I didn't build the grid. Well, Stefan Geigu didn't come home in first, so Mark Holmes joins him on the front row. Greg Young and Ben Oates, row 2. Chris Fisher and Amin Daragi on row 3. Mark Pimlott, and there he is, and Steve Hilton, row 4. That's why Kai Clark appeared in 8th. It's because Steve Hilton wasn't there. So Kai Clark is actually 9th. That makes far more sense now. Stephen Stoll joins Kai Clark on row 5. Daniel Wang and Alistair Pollock on row 6, and Rob Whitney at the tail end of the field. So as a reminder, it's the top 8 that have been reversed from the last race, so this always tends to create a few more interesting moments. I love reverse grid racing myself. I know it's not everybody's thing. Some drivers are not a fan of it. How come Maiko is doing his own thing? Very good question. I haven't the faintest idea. It's never happened before, but for some reason it's determined to go and explore down local Norfolk. Don't know. I genuinely have no idea, but it doesn't seem to be affecting anything, so let's leave it alone. Other than the fact it tells me I have a drive-through which appears on the top of the tower, which is slightly annoying. Hopefully we'll get that fixed for next time around. Right, something that Ben Oates mentioned in Discord is that he thought, as he mentioned in the chat here, it looked like as he pulled off track he'd caused Chris Fisher to go wide, which is why he gave him that 4th position. Ben Oates was also having a coughing fit, apparently. What a wonderful timing. So again, very sportsmanlike of him to give a position back he thought he'd unfairly kept hold of, but in actual fact he had no influence on Chris Fisher's direction. But it does also mean that Ben Oates starts slightly further at the grid. Well, he starts there. And there we go. I've now been told I have a drive-through penalty, but it is time to get the final race of the night underway. Here we go. 6 lights. It is time to wind them up and let him go. And it's a decent start from Mark Holmes. It's just as good for Stefan Geigu. Greg Young in 3rd position, getting a decent launch off the line. He beats Ben Oates down towards turn 1. Nicely done. And the tower's now going to rebuild itself. Everybody making it through okay. Just as I say that, a few people doing a bit of lawn mowing on the outside of Richards, coming down towards Wilson for the first time. Oh no, that's Geigu and Holmes facing each other. Ben Holmes, oh my goodness, that's Ben Oates been spun into the back. Mark Pinmont gets a tap, and that's Benjamin Oates. Oh no, facing the wrong way. Oh, we saw him getting spun out, and Geigu's had a spin on the way down to Palmer, and that was someone flying off the road. There's Daniel Wang, so it's Mark Holmes and Steve Hilton My goodness me, Steve Hilton is trying to wrestle the lead from Mark Holmes. Bearing in mind where Steve Hilton started, he started in 7th position. He's now just taken the lead, coming through Agostini. What a crazy opening lap of the race. And that is the nature of reverse grid racing. Of course, you will have people, well, if you're in the reverse grid element, you will have people behind you that should be quicker than you. Whoa, that's Alistair Pollock and Kai Clark side by side coming through Oggies. Rob Whitney's fighting Chris Fisher at the moment. Geigu and Oates at the tail end of the field. Benjamin Oates has just wrestled that 12th from Geigu. And here comes Holmes. It looks like he's going to try and make a move on Steve Hilton coming down towards Brundle. Side by side, the two blue cars. Ooh, who's going to win out on this one? Steve Hilton, last of the late breakers, managed to make that one. So there's Amin Daraghi. That's made his way back into third. Rob Whitney and Daniel Wang have swapped rounds. The black number 7 car. Ooh, gets a bit of a tap there from Ben Oates. Stephen Hilton is not wasting his opportunity to try and build a bit of a lead up there. Benjamin Oates and Stefan Geigu side by side with Rob Whitney right with them. 3 wide coming down into Coram. God, you don't often find that. But they have managed to make it worse. Stefan Geigu being forced to the outside of the track by a cautious Rob Whitney. My goodness me, I think Rob Whitney was trying to mind his own business there. And Stefan Geigu almost got hung out to dry. So Hilton, Daraghi now up into 2nd position, having just got past Mark Holmes, coming through Riches. Holmes, Young and Pimlott. So Mark Pimlott's only 2.5 seconds from the lead. He's gone really, really deep into Wilson. Oh, I mean, Daraghi's got that all wrong. Mark Holmes has reclaimed 2nd position. So on board with Mark Pimlott. That's the view from the 520 car. He's had 2 wins so far tonight. That's how closely fought it is. Greg Young right ahead with Kai Clark and Chris Fisher have swapped round with Alistair Pollock leading that particular train. Once again, don't know what it looks. So much action going on as Mark Holmes has gone very deep, going into Agostini. It gives a bit of a nudge to Amin Daraghi, but no harm, no foul there as Amin goes back up into 2nd rather, as Greg Young wrestles 3rd from Mark Holmes. Mark was a little too deep going through Hamilton. He's slightly out of position trying to go through Oggies. Mark Pimlott all over his exhaust pipe. And Amin Daraghi now is trying to break away from this chasing pack. Mark Holmes fending off Mark Pimlott. Sebin Stoll's not that far behind, and you've got a big pack right behind them, because that's the wrong camera to use. No, don't want that one either. Come on, give me a camera. There we go. So Chris Fisher with Alistair Pollock, Kai Clark, Daniel Wang and Ben Oates. Is Benjamin Oates going to try and make that move on the inside? Yes, he does. On the inside of Daniel Wang does manage to get slowed down. Whoa! And that's Alistair Pollock flying off the road, going through Nelson. Way too hot. Going through there, and that's Stefan Geiger right behind him. He looked like in the rearview mirror he was flashing his lights. I don't think he was. I think it was just the way the camera looked. Hilton from Daraghi, 2.5 seconds between the two, and then Greg Young about 1.5 seconds again from Daraghi, but it's got a lot of company behind. Mark Pimlott looks like he's going to try and make the move on Mark Holmes on the track down towards the line. Side by side heading towards Riches once again. Mark Pimlott's got the momentum, but he doesn't have the track position and doesn't force the issue. Mark Holmes holds on to 4th position at the moment. Ben Oates has gone past Kai Clark in the same manner at Riches. Trying to keep an eye on the respective battles. Looks like Sebin Stoll is now under pressure from Chris Fisher. Chris had a pretty good finish in race 2, sorry. Very late to the party in race 1, of course. So he started a few laps down as Holmes and Pimlott swap round going through Agostini. Pretty straightforward move for the 520 car. Sebin Stoll is fighting hard to keep Chris Fisher behind him. Chris Fisher is doing everything he can to find a way through. Even trying an outside manoeuvre at Oggies, it can be done. He's side by side, he's committed. Can he get it done around Williams? Oh, what a move, Chris Fisher! What a move! He started that along. I really didn't think he was going to get that one done. That Sebring Stoll didn't have the momentum he needed to fend him off. Stefan Geigu still right with Alistair Pollock as well. That's for 11th. Daniel Wang right ahead of them. Geigu going to try and make an outside manoeuvre down into Brundle. He wants the inside for Nelson. Oh, he didn't even need it. Oh no, Alistair Pollock gives him a nudge. Couldn't slow down quick enough. Oh, as Geigu bounces off of the sausage curb down there at Nelson. And Alistair Pollock relinquishes the position. Very sporting of Alistair there. The top positions are a little bit more spread out now. There's Steve Hilton, 3 seconds to the good over Amin Daragi. 2:09.0 for Hilton, 2:09.8 for Amin Daragi. People are now settling into their rhythms. Greg Young, 8/10 of a second or so from Mark Pinlock. You can see for yourself how the top end of the field is spread out. Mark Holmes isn't far behind, but he's losing pace against those ahead of him. Oh no, Greg Young's made a mistake. I thought I heard someone's engine about to go low. He's overcooked that one on the exit of Wilson. And down into 5th for the 17 car. That's Chris Fisher. That awesome move on Sebring Stoll last time around. Ben Oates has now caught the back of the brightly coloured number 68. Sebring Stoll right in the middle of the road, defending from Ben Oates, heading down towards Agostini. Ooh, that's close. Ben Oates had a great run, bit of a nudge between the two. Ben Oates going to have the inside line for Hamilton. Very firmly taking that position, almost Sebring Stoll overcooking that one, but does manage to keep his car pointing in the right way. Benjamin Oates now back up into 7th place for being in last at the end of lap 1. But, oh, Peter Locke has joined us. Late to the party, sir, but glad to have you on board nonetheless. Still carrying on the way, Steve Hilton. He's extending that gap lap on lap as well. He's not just letting the laps go down, he's pushing hard to extend it. He's almost in no man's land now because he's broken away from Mark Pinlock now up into 3rd position, I just realised. Young still involved in their battles, and Mark Pinlock is maybe, even if he's not looking at 3 race wins, he's looking at 3 podiums at the moment. Still plenty of time for things to change. Another 2:08 flat for Steve Hilton, absolutely flying up front. 2:09.9 from Mark Holmes. Oh no, Stefan's off. That's down at Murray's. As mentioned, it's so easy to do. It's easy to do in the dry. If they had inclement weather, that would be so difficult down there. But if Amin Daragi was a bit wide coming through Wilson there, but doesn't seem to have suffered too much from it. But Steve Hilton is absolutely flying up front. Can't fault him there. It's the front of the end of the field, spreading out now. Mark Holmes with Greg Young. Does look like Chris Fisher is closing in on that pack, and right with him as well is Benjamin Oates. Don't discount Ben climbing another few positions as well before this race is done. I dare say we've still got more battling to conclude. It's surprising actually the field have spread out as quickly as they have, considering the racing we've had thus far. But that, I mean, again, that's the nature of racing. Daniel Wang a little bit wide on Hamilton. Yeah, they're struggling a bit. Oh, he's on a controller. I'm sort of looking at his inputs. They look very digital. If he's on a controller, he's doing brilliantly well. 3.5 seconds now up front for Steve Hilton. He's lost a tiny bit. We'll see what the lap times are when they come through once again. At the moment, untroubled. Keeping an eye as well on the gap, 2nd to 3rd. Here's Mark Pinlock closing in on Amin Daragi. I think he closed in a few tenths last time around on the number 40. did the 5:20. Oh, look behind. Mark Holmes, Greg Young, very, very close. Chris Fisher is also involved in that. There's Ben Oates, he's not far behind. Another 209 flat with 2:087 for Amin Daragi and a 2:086 from Mark Pimlott. So still those two are pushing hard, but the amount of time they've got to gain, a 2:087 from Ben Oates as well, so he's closing in on the pack ahead of him. We've still got fighting to conclude as Rob Whitney has gone off the road at, well, you can't see him, but he's off, he's going the wrong way. That's down at Murray's. Oh, that's a shame. I do hope that he sticks with us. There's Rob Whitney. A little bit more practice at the next, what is going to be the final round. Which is Laguna Seca. Usual camera change there, that wasn't me. Oh wow, Ben Oates and Chris Fisher are swap round. Now we didn't quite see that. Whether Chris made a mistake coming out of Agostini, and by the way that he went through Hamilton, it would indicate that he had. Ben Oates didn't need a second invitation for that one. Mark Pimlott's ping indicator has gone through the roof, so hopefully he's not having trouble. That's what that coloured bar is next to their name. But it doesn't. That's not a constantly I think. That does update periodically. So hopefully Mark is. It looks like he's okay. Just had a lag spike for a moment there. Indaragi is nibbling away at that lead between himself and Steve Hilton. That was the blue number 82 just gone through the shot. Through Murray's. That's Kai Clark off the road. That's why him and Stephen Stahl have swapped round. Here comes Daniel Wang, you can see in the virtual rearview mirror there. Oops! And that's Alistair Pollock that's doing some lawn mowing as well on the exit of Nelson. We've seen time and again how easy it is to do that. More lap times coming in. The fastest one out there I think is Amin Daragi at the moment. He's not giving up on that top spot. 6.5 minutes to go. 3 or 4 laps to do. Steve Hilton just needs to carry on doing what he's doing. Pretty much ignore what's going on behind him. Which is easier said than done when you know that the car behind you is getting closer and closer and closer. Daniel Wang and Kai Clark are pretty close together now. Oh, that's deep through Wilson. Kai Clark does manage to keep it on the road just about. Learn these camera controls better than I know them. Apologies for that. Now the Virtual Touring Car Cup, which will be starting its next season in the next few months, will be on Assetto Corsa. Plenty of opportunity to practice. 2.3 seconds the gap now between Amin Daragi and Steve Hilton. That's come down quite a bit in the last couple of laps. Amin Daragi means business. Oh, is that trouble? Yes, it is. It's trouble for Steve Hilton. He's overcooked that one going through Nelson. He's gifted Amin Daragi the lead. I literally said not 2 minutes ago. He just needs to carry on doing what he's doing. As Greg Young has made a mistake down there at the same chicane. He got that one wrong down at Brundle, and he's lost the position to Ben Oates and Chris Fisher. My word. In the blink of an eye, the lead has completely changed. Oh, there's Kai Clark and Daniel Wang side by side going through Nelson, and Stefan Geigu taking the direct route. We saw him do that before. A questionable line from the number 5. Daniel Wang and Kai Clark in a great scrap there for 9th place. That was Sebring Stoll just going out of the shot. Stefan Geigu looking set to get involved in it. Daniel Wang, was compromised coming out of Murray's. And there in the background, Alistair Pollock didn't get a good line out of Murray's either. Down towards Agostini once again. Draghi leading the way now from Steve Hilton. Will Steve Hilton complete the night of third places as Stefan Geigu and Daniel Wang swung round at Wilson. Oi, Sabaloi to you as well, Ginger Matty, welcome to the chat. Oh, side by side, but did Kai Clark have trouble? I thought his engine died there. Still side by side going through Palmer, but that's not gone well for Daniel Wang, bouncing over the grass. Still somehow was ahead of Stefan Geigu. Now coming into Agostini. Oh, Chris Fisher's off! Oh no, Chris Fisher! What a shame. He was in such a great opportunity to keep on the pressure with Greg Young, but that's now all undone itself down at Doggies. Steve Hilton is keeping the pressure on Amin Daraghi though. The number 40 car's made a mistake somewhere, or at least had a slow run through Nelson and Brundle. That's given Hilton an opportunity to attack him back again. Just under 3 minutes to go, 2 laps remain. Oh, that lead is not concluded yet. And Steve Hilton is in a prime attacking position now. Mark Pimlott, he's right there in case it all goes wrong. Right behind them, Mark Holmes and Ben Oates are in a bit of a scrap for 4th place. There they are, you can see at the top of the shot there. There they are. Greg Young is behind them. Don't start giving me trouble now, computer. I know you're hot, but stay with me. Good lap there from Greg Young, 2097. Oh, Steve Hilton trying to get a tighter line through Wilson, but he's not going to get the momentum he needs. Puts piling the pressure on, less than 0.3 of a second now between Daraghi and Hilton. Through Palmer they come. Mark Pimlott is keeping pace with them, but he's not close enough to challenge. Oh, I thought Hilton might have tried to banzai that on the inside of Agostini. He knows better than that. That's the view from the bonnet of the 82 car. It's not close enough at the moment to challenge. Pimlott though, he's of course going to be gaining from all time lost in that duel. I know there's other, but well, I'm sort of looking through the time. There's no immediate battles going on throughout the field. Kai Clark and Stefan Geigu are relatively close. Mark Holmes and Ben Oates are still involved in their battle for 4th, I beg your pardon. With Mark ahead of Ben, but I'm going to try and keep an eye as best I can on the lead battle as well. I suspect he is going to be a final lap thing again, Kalina. Oh, that's a mean. He's gone very early to the apex. He didn't lose enough momentum for Hilton to challenge him just yet. Oh, there we go. Holmes and Oates side by side through Bundle. Benjamin Oates, lovely cut back underneath at Nelson. He's going to have the inside line for Bumhole. They nudge. But Ben Oates is not going to let that line go. Mark Holmes might feel a bit aggrieved by that, but firm but fair from Ben Oates. Here we go again. Final lap. Steve Hilton, side by side, and with the inside line, heading down towards Richie's. Who's going to win out this time? Oh, was there a bit of a tap there between himself and Daraghi? I'm not sure there was. Chris Fisher's gone off the road. Steve Hilton goes to the inside line of Wilson, but Daraghi closes the door. Mark Pimlott, he's still closing in on them. Now Hilton again going for his tighter line through Wilson. It hasn't really gone in either direction. Palmer. Mark Holmes and Ben Oates have swapped round again. Oh no! That's Mark Holmes. Wow, well, it was actually saved from the spin by Ben Oates. There's Greg Young trying to get involved in it. Mark Pimlott is almost involved in that lead battle. Ben Oates has now dropped to the tail of his conga line. Oh, I mean, Daraghi's gone wide at Agostini. Surely this is an opportunity for Steve Hilton. Ben Oates is off the road as well. Rob Whitney side by side through Hamilton. Oh, nudge of the doors now. Amin Daraghi's going to have the next two inside lines. Ben Oates is out. Ben Oates has had a crash of some description. Oh my goodness. Because I was concentrating on the lead battle, Mark Pimlott's now involved in this. Steve Hilton's taken the lead, coming through Wilson. Amin Daragi's trying to do something about it. Here comes Mark Pinlot on the outside line. It prevented Amin Daragi from trying to use his slipstream. Side by side, Daragi and Pimlot. 3 wide again, coming down into Brundle. Mark Pimlot. Banzai's on the inside. Hilton's down to third. Pimlot sideways. And spins. Oh no, Mark Pimlot. It was a bold effort, but it hasn't paid off. But Amin Daragi's back up into the lead. Steve Hilton still nailed to his exhaust pipe. Benjamin Oates plummets through the field. He is out of this race. We didn't see what happened there. Mark Holmes is off the road. Greg Young now up to fourth. Through Coram. Into Murray's. Oh no, Steve Hilton's got that one wrong. It looks like the final win of the night is going to go to car number 40, and it does indeed. Your winner for the third and final race of Snetterton is Amin Daragi in car number 40. Steve Hilton again is second position. Mark Pimlot, a bold attempt, but sadly didn't pay off for him. In third place, a podium nonetheless. Greg Young comes home in fourth place. Good finish for him. Mark Holmes, what might have been, there's still a strong finish in the 46. In fifth position, Chris Fisher is going to come home in sixth place. Sebring Stoll in seventh. The rest of the field now relatively spread out indeed. Stefan Geigo is going to beat Kai Clark home for eighth position. Oh, big spin there. Daniel Wang has got Murray's all wrong. You can't see it from this camera. He's actually gone under the camera. Daniel Wang is going to round out the top 10. Alistair Pollock will claim 11th place. What on earth happened to Benjamin Oates, I wonder? Rob Whitney, last car over the line, will take the final finishing spot. My word. What a way to finish the night. And already, before we've even had the last car over the line, we're being joined by 2 of our podium 3. So, well, let's, without further ado, let's get the finishing graphic up. Let's get the chatting music going. Holy moly. And we've got all 3 of our podium visitors. Well, third place this time, Mr. Pimlot. It wasn't quite the full house, but it was damn close. What a... You know what? After starting 8th, I'll have that. Oh, yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
Absolutely. You have every reason to be happy with that. It was a great attempt into Brundle and Nelson on that final lap. Sadly didn't pay off for you, but great race nonetheless.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Yeah, I just couldn't close the gap to second at all. So it was interesting at the end. Then, like you said, went for it, didn't work out, but it's all good.
Oh my goodness! Well, now you can stop sweating.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! So we round out the season at Laguna Seca next time around. Well, you're going to have a pretty comfortable points lead. Ben sadly crashing out of that final round. What are your thoughts towards the American Classic?
Again, it's not a track I'm that familiar with. I'll just give it a go and see what happens. Well, I'm telling you, mate, I'm fluking it so far.
I want to know how you're fluking it that well. I think we all do. But great racing, well done, and best of luck for the final round. Thank you very much, Mark Pimlot.
Thank you.
Steve Hilton, another. So 3 seconds in a row.
Yeah, 2-2-2.
And, well, that's consistent.
Well, yeah, I've got it. I lost that first, though. Got it.
Oh, man. But what a great fight, though. I mean, at one point it did look like that, the first was a done deal for you, and then suddenly it turned around and Amin was ahead of you. I did think for a little bit that Amin was just going to dance off into the distance, and then suddenly you're right on his tail. What was going through your mind through all that lot?
I don't know. Honestly, I can't remember. I'm sweating that much. It's just too hot.
Oh, isn't it? Isn't it just?
Yeah.
So,
the pressure.
As mentioned to Mark, next time out is Laguna Seca. Fan? Not a fan?
That is my personal favourite track, but on the Settle Corsa, I don't know. I've only put about 20 hours into this Settle Corsa, to be honest.
Wow.
Oh. So yeah, fingers crossed. It is my favourite though. Always has been.
Fair. Well, a triple win and fastest lap each time then.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
We wish you the best of luck for
Thank
the
you very
final round. Thank you very much, Steve Hilton.
Right.
Bonjour, mon ami. Well, glad that we get to chat to you this time. Race 1 really didn't go well for you, I think it's fair to say, but what a race you've just done to make up for it this time.
Yeah, especially the 2 last laps. Actually, I'm still shaking.
Oh my goodness. I really did think once you got hold of the lead, I thought you were just going to kind of stretch out and go and go and go, and then suddenly it all just went absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but I think that having sorry, I forget his name.
You had Steve Hilton mainly with you, or Mark?
Steve Hilton.
Yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, having him behind me put on me just a lot of pressure, and suddenly I started to be like 6/10 slower than my previous laps. So that's why he catch me. And then for the 2 last laps. So yeah, I think you saw it. So there's
oh yeah, I did.
More about it.
Oh yeah, I did.
I tried to stay the cleanest possible, and I hope that I didn't did anything dirty and.
Not that we noticed, at least. So yeah, bravo. So again, same question to you. We finish the season at Laguna Seca. Is that a circuit you know, you like, you dislike? What are your thoughts?
I don't know it. Same for Snetterton. I didn't know it, so I hope I could do the same, having the same pace there. And but it seems really interesting. So we'll see.
Well, can't get better than that. Belkos, bravo, au revoir. Thank you very much, Amin Daragi. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this evening. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream and those catching up post-event. We always welcome your attendance. As mentioned, next time out, it is the grand final at Laguna Seca. So that is definitely not going to be missed. What an amazing place it is. I love the circuit myself. And we'll see if our drivers do. That is going to be next week, same time, same place. You will find me on the Ham Lobby. It's still all to play for. Ben Oates may not have had such a strong showing in Snetterton, but it is not all done and dusted just yet. We've all seen how quickly these things can change, but Mark Pimlott has got, I think it's fair to say, one hand on the trophy. Let's see if he can secure the job over stateside. Until then, thank you very much and good night.